It was a bit of a mess. Having ADHD, I sort of always wanted attention, but I didn't need it. So I was considered a naughty child because ADHD wasn't really looked at back then. It only just started to be looked into and investigated and studied. So I was undiagnosed as a kid. It was very difficult. So, you know, the typical kid stuff was drawing on walls, breaking things and things like that. But I did it more often. But whenever I did get asked, oh, who's done this, who's done that, I'd always admit it. And I always get asked why, and it's just because. No other reason, I just wanted to do it. My parents split up whilst I was at a young age. I was at age 5 or 6, roughly. And I took it pretty hard. I blamed myself quite a bit because I was a naughty child. And I became quite introvert and went in on myself quite a bit. It was difficult. It was a weird time for me. Difficult and weird. But I threw myself into sport and was really enjoying it. My teenage years, diagnosed with depression, anxiety. When I was 13, put onto antidepressants, nothing really worked. So I went and followed the dopamine. Massively. It's massive impact on my life. I don't know what sleep is. It's something that eludes me. I get maybe 2 or 3 hours a night. And if I get five solid hours, that's a great night for me. It's a really good night of sleep for me. Sometimes I will crash and I end up having a nap during the day. And then that will normally turn into like 3 or 4 hour nap instead of like the hour that I planned. It's affected my work life quite a lot. I've had a lot of jobs. I think I've had more jobs than my age. I'm 32. I think I've definitely had over 35 jobs. The thing is with it is that you want to know everything. So you pick up everything really quickly. And you're like, yeah, yes, this is so cool. I'm really enjoying it. And then you get some point down the road, whether that's 2 months, a year and a half, you know everything there is to know about that job. So you get bored. So then you do whatever is making the dopamine go. So you end up doing silly stuff like drinking and not being able to get to work the next day and things like that. You don't always understand why you do stuff. You know, ADHD is a massive contradiction. You know, you're either constantly distracted or you're hyper-focused or you need to be stimulated so you get seen as lazy, but then you go out and do something and you'll get overstimulated, like just going food shopping. I hate it because there's so many other people around, there's so many other noises and so many different things and colours and stuff that I just get overwhelmed, and sometimes I can't cope and I just grab a few bits that I can and just get in and get out. And then I realised I haven't bought proper food. I haven't bought stuff to make meals and stuff like that. I've bought quick, easy things, chocolate, crisps, sort of thing, just to keep me going. And you get quite unhealthy. You don't realise how ADHD can affect your diet and your weight and things you never really think about. It's something that you know you have. And a lot of people, content creators, they talk about all the fun sides and things like that. I mean, hardly ever, very few content creators ever talk about bad side in the same way. You know, they explain things, but they don't tell you how difficult it is. It's a massive contradiction. It's affected me greatly, especially in my teen years where I was depressed and had anxiety, and that does come as part of the ADHD, it goes hand in hand. You are constantly chasing the dopamine, and addiction becomes very, very easy because you'll go, oh, I really like that. Say I was gambling. Yeah, I really like that. I won some money. Let's go again. And then you put yourself in financial situations where you're struggling for money and then you lose, so you take it really hard. And if like me, you got into drugs, you start taking the drugs, causing yourself more money issues because you've lost all your money gambling, and then you're borrowing money to go and get drugs or alcohol, putting yourself in a worse situation. And you don't think, you just do, and you follow that. You do a lot of stupid stuff. You do a lot of stupid stuff. Stuff that you should never do. You know, addiction doesn't just affect the person that's addicted. It affects everyone around them. And you put yourself and your friends and family through hell. And it's horrible. I've done a lot of stuff that I'm not proud of. And a lot of stuff I never do again. It's a horrible feeling knowing that you've got this addiction, but you still can't quit. It's one of the worst feelings you could have. I've done a lot of addiction replacements rather than just trying to straight up stop. With the ADHD, you can't just stop. That has to be replaced by something else. And you need to wean into something else, because otherwise you will just relapse. That's not fun, especially when you've been doing so well. You just go, shit, I fucked up again, and then you take it harder. But making sure you're replacing addiction. So I'm very much addicted to caffeine at the moment. I have like 3 coffees a day, 2 cups of tea, about 2 or 3 energy drinks as well. But caffeine it's more of a calm down for me than it is very hyperactive. It helps slow my brain down a bit, and it makes me think, actually makes me stop and think about what I'm doing and what I'm saying. Making sure that you just replace a bad habit with a good habit. So, like just going out for a walk anytime you get an itch for something. So people will go, oh, that seems a bit simple. It really, really works, especially if you've got ADHD. Just going out, experiencing nature, because we're inquisitive people and we want to know things and we want to know more, and we like looking at stuff and exploring. So even just as simple as going out for a walk instead of doing whatever you were going to do can be really beneficial. But definitely make sure you're replacing bad habits with good habits. Yes, never be afraid to ask for help, ever. Doesn't matter who it is, friends, family, healthcare professionals, GPs, etc., or just random people on the internet. A lot of people will say, oh, you know, if you need to chat, just chat to me. Genuinely, I offer myself as a person like that to anyone. It doesn't matter. If you just want to vent, you just get your frustrations out. You don't want anyone to reply, you just want someone to read. Quite often, my friends will say, do not reply to this message. And then they rant, and I read it, and they see I've read it, and it helps. Just getting it off your chest and making sure that if you do feel that you may have ADHD or you might be on the spectrum, you go to your GP and you ask, and don't take no for an answer, because they will try and palm it off and just say, oh, it's just anxiety and depression. Most of the time it's not. National Health Service so far stretched that they can't cope. Try this, you'll feel a lot better. And it's a horrible thing, and we need to do more about that.